Hello and happy Mother's Day. I've been given 3 questions to answer about my mother for Mother's Day. So I'm going to get started. The first question is, what sacrifice did you see your mother make for you? And my answer would be, she sacrificed in every aspect. She was a very hard worker, providing for our family, and she prioritized her children. She was always there for us. There was just never an event that she wasn't there for us, providing opportunities for us, whether it be sports, dance, traveling, vacations, just getting to see the world. And but I think like one of the things that really stands out to me with her is I just remember how she never spent her money on herself. When I was growing up, she had one good outfit that she wore, and it was black. It was a black fitted suit with gold trim, and every time there was an event that she needed to dress up, it was always a guarantee that that was her one good outfit that she was going to wear. She lived simple so that we could have, and she just sacrificed in every way, in every way possible. I feel like she sacrificed for all of her children. And so the second question is, what influence did your mother have on your church attendance? And along from just the obvious of taking us to church and making church a priority, I saw what it looked like to serve in church and use your talents for church. She played the piano on Sundays, and she was always in the kitchen serving. And if there was a baby shower or a wedding shower or anything like that, she was always there helping decorate or serving in other ways, and just being a good friend to whoever's child it was who was having a baby or getting married. So many ways that I saw her serve in the church. So it was more than just attending church. I also just witnessed the importance of serving. And the last question that I have is, what made your mother a good mother? And I would probably go back to my answer in the first question. As one of the main things is always witnessing how much she sacrificed for us. And as I have grown older and have become a mother myself, I realized that more than I did as a child, how much my mama gave of herself, and maybe lacked on her part just so that we could have. And but along with that, there was just, I feel so grateful that I was parented the way that Christ parents, and because she loved unconditionally. She was selfless, and she was a place of refuge whenever I was in trouble, and she was always the calm in the storm. She was security for us, and she was unconditional, and just a steady, safe place all the time. So I could probably write a book on all of the ways that she was a model parent, a model mother, and has some pretty big shoes to fill. But those would be the main things that I always think about whenever I think about my mom and how great of a mother she was to me and my siblings growing up. All right, happy Mother's Day.
All right, Zoe, what is your favorite thing to do with your mom?
Cook a cake.
Mm-hmm. What does your mom like to do for fun?
Go to the beach.
All right, very good. And if you could give your mom any present, what would you give her?
Chocolate.
Yum.
What sacrifice did you see your mother make for you?
Well, she was a single mom, and so I saw her she would go to work every day, and she always made sure that I had, my stuff was always before, it was Bill's, me, and then her. She was always last.
What influence did your mother have on your church attendance?
So she was raised in church, and so I went with her family if I was with them, and if I was with my dad's family, of course I went with them. And my great grandparents founded a church, so I spent a lot of time in that church. That was the church that I was pretty much raised in. So.
And what would you say made your mother a good mother?
I mean, she was always willing just to do, she just, anything that I needed, she made sure I had, didn't matter what the sacrifice was. Mm-hmm. So she went to bat for me all the time.
All right, Camden, what's your mom's name?
Candace Sheldon,
And how old is she?
31.
What is your favorite thing about your mom?
When she plays with me,
Yeah. What does your mom like to do for fun?
play with me.
And what, if you could give your mom any present, what would you give her?
I would give her a nice makeup tape.
Ooh, nice. Anything you want to tell your mama this Mother's Day? Maybe.
Well, yes.
What would you like to say?
Happy Mother's Day!
Yay! All right, Adley, we'll start with the easy one. What's your mom's name?
Kaylee.
Okay, good. What is your mom's job?
I don't know. She just works at the house.
Works at the house. That's a big job. What does your mama like to do for fun?
Go shopping.
Oh, yeah. What is your favorite thing to do with your mom?
Probably go shopping with her.
Go shopping, yeah. If you could give your mom any gift, what would you give her? What does she like? If you could give her something that she would like. Clothes, okay. All right. Anything else you want to tell your mama for Mother's Day?
I love her.
Very good. All right. What sacrifice did you see your mother make for you?
I feel like my mom always put us first, even when it was something that that maybe was hard for her, or that she had to give something up for us. I remember her telling me when I was younger that she got pregnant with me in her 30s, and so at the time that was considered, really old to be having a baby, and the doctor asked her what did she want to do about it. Yeah, and she was offended and told him that she was going to have a baby. So even from the very beginning, she chose me. She chose to love me and sacrifice for me, because that's what moms do.
Oh, sweet. What influence did your mother have on your church attendance?
She took us to church from a young age, took us to Sunday school, and just made it a priority. And unfortunately, my dad didn't go to church, and so she was doing that on her own. So, she was really the person that planted those seeds for me.
Mm-hmm. And what would you say made your mother a good mother?
She loved us. She took care of us, and she put us first ahead of herself.
Okay, Lane, what's your mama's name?
Rebecca? I thought you knew that anyhow.
How old is your mama?
I think she's 3.
She's 3?
30.
30. Okay. What is your favorite thing about your mom?
That she plays with me.
That she plays with you? That's so nice. What does your mom do for fun?
What was it? Do for fun. Got it. Playing.
She likes to play. That's right. If you could give your mom any present, what would you give her?
What would that be? Shirt.
A new shirt.
Like some clothes.
Okay, I like that. And is there anything you want to tell your mama on this Mother's Day?
Yeah.
What do you want to tell her? Be careful.
I love you.
Oh, so sweet. Whoa. All right, Hallie. Can you tell me your favorite thing about your mom?
When she drops me off at school.
Okay. How old is your mom?
I have no idea.
If you had to guess.
25.
25. What does your mom do for fun?
When she tells me jokes.
Oh, jokes. Those are good. What's your mom's job?
She takes meetings.
She takes meetings. And if you could give your mom any present in the world, what would you give her?
An iPhone 15 Pro.
And last, is there anything you want to tell your mama this Mother's Day?
You're the specialist mom in the world that I know.
Very good. All right. What sacrifices did you see your mother make for you?
She never thought about herself. She always thought about us. She would put us first. And she would do without so we could have. For an example, when we'd have fried chicken, Mama would say, oh, I love that back. Love that back. But you know, since the kids have gotten grown, I don't think I've seen her eat a back yet. You know, so she would do that. And I know she sacrificed, and I know she worked hard for me to get an education. She wanted me to get some kind of training or schooling that maybe I didn't have to work so hard, or that I could look out for myself if something was to happen to my spouse.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. What influence did your mother have on your church attendance?
Well, first off, going to church was not an option on Sunday morning. We weren't asked, do you want to go to church? We knew when we got up that we went to church. And as a matter of fact, if we ever went on a trip or we went on vacation and it was a Sunday, we would stop at a random church. It didn't matter where it was, as long as it was a Baptist. We would stop at a Baptist church and we would go in for their 11 o'clock service. We would sit on the back pew, sit there, and when it was over, we'd get out and leave. But her and Dad saw that we got to church on Sunday morning. Mm-hmm. So I like to think that influence has been a big part in why I love the Lord and love to serve Him so good.
Mm-hmm. Now, that was an important thing. What made your mother a good mother?
Like I said, she thought about us first, not her. She would do anything that needed to be done at the house. Cook, clean, dress chickens, prepare food, whatever we needed, she did it. And I don't think I ever remember her being sick. I remember a time or two she'd say she didn't feel well, didn't feel good, and she might sit down, but as far as being sick and laying around for a day, I don't ever remember my mom doing that, you know? And she instilled in me how to be a good daughter, or how to be a good mama, how to be a good wife. And you know, I hope that I can be half as good as my mom has been in teaching me those things.
Well, you are. There's no doubt. All right, Ellis, what is your favorite thing about your mom?
She likes gardening and she's really kind.
Yes, she is. What does your mom like to do for fun?
She likes to go work out in the garden and go places, like go on hikes and stuff.
That's fun. If you could give your mom any present, what would you give her?
I'd probably give her a huge flower garden.
Oh, nice. And is there anything else you want to tell your mom on Mother's Day?
That I love her.
Very good.
Don't look at me.
Okay, Lainey. What makes your mom special?
She's very nice. She's a great teacher.
What does your mom like to do for fun?
Run. She really likes running.
What is your favorite thing to do with your mom?
Shopping.
Yeah. If you could buy your mom any gift, what would you buy her?
Sorry. Probably like some earrings because she really likes earrings.
Yeah. All right. You have anything you want to say to your mom on Mother's Day?
I love you and you're a great mom.
All right, Miss Roxanne, what sacrifice did you see your mother make for you?
Well, you really don't understand them until you become a mother or a parent. But she did everything, and we grew up in a time, when it was just check to check and everybody was the same, and we just grew up happy and didn't know that we didn't have a lot of stuff. But she always put us first, and she was just a good mother. She was kind, and I never seen her do anything that was elaborate for her. She got her needs, but she was never selfish. She was just always giving, and she worked out of the home because she had to, but she did that for us, and I know she helped our family by doing that, but she just did everything. Everything.
That's a good one. What influence did your mother have on your church attendance?
Well, she loved Jesus and she loved the church, and she had more of an effect later in life, I think, because when you're a child you don't really get it like you do later in life. But she told us stories about her grandfather. He was Ransom Kennedy, and he drove the mule and cart to this area and preached, and he knew your granddaddy.
Aww.
And your great granddaddy, and I think they really respect and thought a lot of him as a preacher. But she just loved Jesus, and she would make sure to tell us, especially later in life, that was most important, and that we needed to make heaven our home. And she would tell us, it's the end times. And she would get right down into it. She was not afraid to voice her opinion on the love of Jesus and what he did for us, and that she wanted us to go to heaven. That was just, I never seen her in her last years of life when we weren't together, something would come up, she would mention Jesus. She was just, she was that determined to tell her family, and also anybody else that would listen.
Right.
She just would tell you, you got to know Jesus. And so I would say she had a large influence later in life, but kids don't get it like they think it's well, not all of them, but a lot of them, it's another social gathering, and you like to be with your friends, and serving Jesus is cool, but later in life you need to really be able to express to your family, and I think she did that. That's important, and that they're old enough to understand it.
Because that's all you want.
Yep.
To see your family
That's
in
right.
heaven one day.
That's right.
So what made your mother a good mother?
Well, she was kind-hearted. She was a simple person, but and she was slow to anger. But boy, if you ever got her there, you know, she would let you know it, you know. But she just cared about people in general. She cared about her family. She would help anybody do anything. She was the best cook. Oh my God, I am still trying to perfect the collards. They say, every time I cook them, they say, they're good, but they're not Jordane's. You know, so there's things that your mama does that you cannot reproduce, but have marked your life. And one of those being that she was selfless. You know, she would always try to put others first, and she loved to have a good time. And also she always loved to read and learn. Even, you know, she died at 70, but in her lifetime she always learned. She was ready to jump on board with whatever was happening, you know. I remember her getting a cell phone and all those things, you know, and looking at the computer and stuff like that, you know, that was a big deal for them, and it's a big deal for me.
Yeah.
So I'm understanding, but she was always eager to learn, you know, and she was a wealth of knowledge, and she would pass it down, and she absolutely loved the grandkids, and she just loved everybody. And I don't remember her. She wasn't a kind of person that gossiped.
Yeah.
I mean, she was fun to be around, and she didn't talk about people. I don't remember her doing that, but I remember her always wanting to have fun, you know, and learning. She was just learned right on till she died, I guess, because the last 4 years she was blind.
Oh, wow.
And so she learned how to do things blind. She could wash clothes and dry them. We would have to mate them up, you know, because she couldn't see the colors.
Right.
But there was a lot of things that she could do, and she stayed at home and was independent. And we had, that was a hard thing for us to do, but to let her live alone. But everyone said that she could do it, and so we checked on her, and my sisters lived next door and they checked on her. But I was always impressed with her ability to learn and to do things right on till she died.
All right, Jack, I'm going to ask you a few things about your mom. What makes your mom special?
She drives us all over the place. She cooks. She does a lot. She does our laundry. She gets on us for not doing right, teaching us right and wrong, getting us to church.
That's very good. All right. What is your favorite thing about your mom?
My favorite thing, she gets us to all our sports things.
That's a good thing. What does your mom do for fun?
Well, she don't have that much free time, so
She hasn't been having fun for a while.
She don't have free time, really.
All right, and if you could give your mom any present, what would you give her?
Probably like some money for gas and stuff, because she drives us all the way around.
Oh, thank you.